because it is about to get fun in Vegas. Yeah, Jalen Ramsey, Christian, and Maxx about to go crazy.
What's up, Raider Nation? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to this channel and you would like to support the channel, please think about hitting that subscribe button. Also, hit that bell so you're notified every time I drop brand new content. And please leave me a comment. I'll definitely respond to you guys. And one last thing, like this video so we can get at least to 200 likes. Well, Raider Nation, the first day of free agency is officially over and the Raiders got their guy. We got the best defensive player available out there. We got Christian Wilkins. And other than Raider Nation, the next person who is the most happy that he's a Raider is Maxx Crosby. Why? Because Maxx Crosby is the fourth highest player to get double teamed every year. Now that pressure comes off of him. Now he's not going to get double teamed as much. Don't get me wrong. He's still going to get double teamed every day, but it's not going to be at a high rate as it was before. We finally got ourselves a defensive tackle. We got a player that fits the mold of a Raider. Someone who plays violent, someone who plays physical, and someone with that ill intent. And I would like to believe that he came to Vegas not only to play with Maxx Crosby, but because what we're building here, because of Antonio Pierce. You're going to tell me if Josh McDaniels was still the head coach that Christian Wilkins would be a Raider? Hell no. Antonio Pierce is really changing the culture around here, and players want to buy in and players want to join this team. Christian Wilkins is a great example of the type of players that are wanting to come to Vegas because of Antonio Pierce. Antonio Pierce is building a winning culture. He is a player's coach, and players want to play for that. It's been far too long that the Raiders have gotten a free agent at this caliber. Someone who is still in their prime, someone who has still a lot left in the tank. Usually, we get guys who are at the end of their career and are just trying to get a payday. Not this year. We finally got the best defensive player available on the board, and he's a Raider. I know people are going to say, hey, Chris Jones was the best defensive player, but he wasn't a free agent. He's re-signed with his Kansas City Chiefs. So the next best player available was Christian Wilkins. Like I was saying all offseason, we needed more firepower to play against the Patrick Mahomes, to play against the Justin Herberts. And Maxx Crosby can't do it all by himself. And now we're adding Christian Wilkins. You know, Malcolm Koonce had a breakout year last year. He had 8.5 sacks. Tyree Wilson was a rookie, but he missed OTAs and minicamp because he was coming off of an injury from college. This year, he's going to have a full offseason to play with us, to practice, and I expect Tyree Wilson to take a big jump next year. Tyree Wilson doesn't have that much pressure anymore. Now he can really have a second full season and really the pressure is off of him. He doesn't need to have a great year because we have Maxx Crosby and we have Christian Wilkins. Last year, we moved Tyree Wilson to the D tackle position and he was getting a lot of pressure. I expect the same thing next year. Imagine if we're having those four guys rush the passer all at the same time. That's going to be a lot of juice coming right at you. I expect great things from this Raiders defense. We were already a top 10 defense last year, and now we added the best defensive player available. Are you kidding me? Our defense is going to take a major leap forward next year. I expect great things. Our front seven is really starting to look really good. As long as we can all stay healthy, I believe this front seven could be a top 5 defense. But we can't put the cart before the horse. We still need to address the cornerback position. I believe we still need a veteran corner out there. But one thing is for sure, that our defensive tackle is solidified. It's been far too long that the Raiders haven't had a defensive tackle. You know, we can go on and on about the defensive tackles that we've had, but that was more than 10 years ago. The Tommy Kellys of the world, the Richard Seymours. You can even go as far as John Matuziak and Lyle Alzada. We haven't had a great presence in the interior for many years, and I believe that we're finally headed in the right direction. Finally, we have a GM and a head coach that knows what it takes to win. You start from the inside out. You start from the front to the back. And that is exactly what Antonio Pierce and Tom Telesco are doing. We addressed our biggest need. We needed a defensive tackle. It's been far too long since we've had a great defensive tackle. Maxx Crosby gets double teamed every game. Shoot, he gets triple teamed almost every play. He plays 98% of the snaps. Now he doesn't have to play as much because now we have more firepower on that defensive line. I know these Chiefs and these Chargers and shit, even the Broncos, I know they're biting their nails right now because the Raiders are coming. We're on the rise right now. We're the last team to beat the Super Bowl champs, and we just reloaded. Yes, I know we got Gardner Minshew. A lot of people are upset about that. But guys, I didn't want a Kirk Cousins. I didn't want a Justin Fields or a Baker Mayfield. I wanted Gardner Minshew because he has a lot of grit. This guy plays with a lot of fire under his belt. I believe he will challenge Aiden O'Connell to be the starter, but in the end, I expect Aiden O'Connell to hold it down and be the starter. But nevertheless, I am happy that Gardner Minshew is a Raider. That quarterback room just got a hell of a lot better. So now we know if something happens to Aiden, we have a good enough backup to come in and win us the game. Shoot, when we played the Colts last year in December, we lost that game against Gardner Minshew. Everyone remembers when Maxx Crosby was trailing Gardner Minshew, throwing him on the ground and calling him little ass boy. So it's going to be a little bit funny seeing those boys at practice. It's also going to be funny seeing Christian Wilkins talk that smack. Now we have two of the biggest trash talkers on our team in Maxx Crosby and Christian Wilkins, two real Raiders. I am so excited in the direction that the Raiders are going. Like I said, this couldn't have been done without Antonio Pierce. I truly believe that if we had another coach as the head coach, the Josh McDaniels of the world, I don't believe we would be getting a Christian Wilkins. He is here because of Antonio Pierce. He is here because of the culture Antonio Pierce is building. He is building an animal on that defensive side of the ball. He was a captain of the defense. He knows exactly what it takes to win a Super Bowl. It took that front seven to take down Tom Brady in that Super Bowl, and that's exactly what he's building. When he won that Super Bowl with the Giants, it was because of that front seven. It was because that interior defensive line was able to corral Tom Brady and get to him. That is something that the Raiders haven't had. When Maxx Crosby and Malcolm Koonce, when they rush the outside, all the quarterback has to do is step up in the middle and throw the ball down the field or run up the middle and scramble and get a first down. Not anymore. Now with Christian Wilkins, move Tyree Wilson inside, and I believe we might have one of the better defensive lines in the game. I wouldn't be opposed of bringing in Eric Armstead for more depth on that defensive line. You can never have too many pass rushers in this game. So that does it for this video, Raider Nation. Let me know exactly how you guys feel about getting Gardner Minshew and Christian Wilkins, and who do you want the Raiders to get in the next few days. I personally want us to address the offensive line. Right now, Jermaine Illuminor signed with the New York Giants, so we need to shore up that right side of the line. And until next time, Raider Nation, peace.